Imagine waking up every morning in one of the coldest places on Earth, where snow and ice stretch as far as the eye can see. In the Arctic, temperatures can stay below freezing for long periods, making survival a daily challenge. If your home was built here, it would need special features to protect you from the extreme cold. Every part of the house, from the walls to the windows, would be designed to keep precious heat inside. Even simple activities like getting water, cooking food, or leaving the house would require extra planning. Because outdoor conditions can be harsh, Arctic homes are often designed to be comfortable and efficient inside. Some Arctic communities even use creative solutions to grow plants and produce food, despite the frozen environment. Living here is not just about staying warm, it's about adapting your entire home to one of the harshest climates on Earth. Over time, people learn to design homes that are not only practical, but also comfortable and welcoming. In this video, we'll explore what your home might look like if you lived in the Arctic, and how it would help you survive life in extreme cold. In the Arctic, a home is not just a place to live, it is a structure that must protect you from extreme and constant cold. Unlike normal houses, Arctic homes are designed specifically to retain heat and block freezing wind. The freezing temperatures can quickly make simple structures unsafe without proper insulation. That is why insulation is one of the most important parts of Arctic home design. Elevating homes slightly above the ground also helps prevent heat loss and protects against melting snow. Even the shape of the roof matters, helping snow slide off instead of piling up. In extreme cold, every small design choice can affect how warm and safe a home feels inside. Without these adaptations, even a short time in such cold temperatures can become dangerous. This is why Arctic architecture focuses heavily on protection, insulation, and efficiency. Because in the Arctic, your home is not just a shelter, it is your first line of survival. In the Arctic, the biggest challenge inside a home is not building it, it is keeping the heat from escaping. Because temperatures can drop extremely low, even a small loss of heat can quickly make a home uncomfortable or unsafe. That is why Arctic homes use thick insulation materials inside walls, floors, and roofs. These materials act like a protective blanket that keeps warm air trapped inside. Windows are also carefully designed to reduce heat loss while still allowing natural light in. Even small gaps in doors or walls can significantly affect how warm a home feels inside. That is why Arctic homes are built with tightly sealed structures to minimize air leaks. Inside, heating systems work together with insulation to maintain a stable indoor temperature. When everything is properly designed, the inside of an Arctic home can feel completely separate from the harsh environment outside. This balance between insulation and design is what allows people to live safely in one of the coldest places on Earth. Even with a well-built home, survival in the Arctic also depends on how people handle the extreme cold outside. In freezing temperatures, the human body loses heat very quickly without proper protection. That is why layered clothing is essential. It traps warmth and blocks the cold from reaching the skin. Every layer has a purpose, from moisture control to insulation and wind protection. In extreme conditions, even short exposure without protection can become dangerous. That is why people move carefully and efficiently when traveling outside in Arctic environments. Even simple tasks outside require planning, timing, and awareness of changing weather conditions. In many Arctic communities, people also use tools like snow vehicles or sleds to move more efficiently. Despite the harsh conditions, people learn to adapt their movement and habits to stay safe and functional. That is why survival in the Arctic is not just about shelter, it is also about preparation every time you step outside. One challenge many people never think about is water. Because in the Arctic, pipes can easily freeze if they are not properly protected. When water freezes inside a pipe, it expands and can cause serious damage to the plumbing system. To prevent this, Arctic homes use insulated pipes and special installation techniques. In some communities, water lines are placed inside heated areas instead of directly underground. Keeping water flowing is important because moving water freezes more slowly than water that stays still. Some Arctic homes even have special storage systems to ensure access to water during extreme weather conditions. In remote areas, water may sometimes be delivered and stored, rather than supplied through traditional underground systems. Every part of the system is designed to prevent freezing while maintaining a reliable water supply. Without these protections, simple daily activities like cooking, cleaning, and bathing would become much more difficult. That is why managing water in the Arctic is not just about convenience. It is an essential part of survival. In the Arctic, one of the biggest challenges is not just building a home, but getting access to food and daily supplies. Because many Arctic areas are very remote, regular grocery access is not always possible. That is why supplies are often delivered in bulk and stored carefully inside homes or community storage areas. Communities rely on scheduled deliveries during seasons when travel is safer. In some regions, people also depend on hunting and fishing as part of their food source. Because of the harsh environment, food storage is also carefully planned to prevent freezing or spoilage. Even simple items like vegetables or fresh produce require careful handling in extreme cold. This is why planning ahead is extremely important in Arctic living. In many Arctic communities, teamwork is essential to make sure everyone has enough food and resources. That is why survival in the Arctic is not only about homes, it is also about preparation, planning, and community support. Even in the frozen Arctic, people still find ways to grow plants by bringing nature inside their homes. Since the ground outside is frozen most of the year, traditional gardening is almost impossible. That is why indoor greenhouses become a vital part of Arctic home design. These spaces are carefully controlled to maintain warmth, light, and humidity for plant growth. Grow lights are often used because natural sunlight is limited during long winter periods. Even small vegetables and herbs can grow successfully when conditions are properly managed. This helps provide fresh food without relying only on long-distance supply deliveries. Indoor gardening also brings a sense of life and comfort to an otherwise harsh environment. For many people, plants help reduce stress and make the home feel more natural and balanced. That is why, even in the Arctic, gardening still plays an important role in creating a livable and healthy home. In the Arctic, even cleaning a home is different because snow, ice, and freezing air constantly enter the environment. People usually start by removing snow brought in from outside before it melts and turns into water. Special mats and entry areas help trap snow before it spreads deeper into the house. Cleaning is often done in small sections to avoid spreading cold moisture inside the home. Because outside conditions are harsh, people try to keep cleaning routines simple and efficient. Even small habits like removing wet shoes and drying surfaces help maintain warmth inside the home. That is why cleanliness in Arctic homes is not just about appearance. It is part of maintaining comfort and survival. One of the most extreme challenges in the Arctic is the polar night, when darkness can last for weeks or even months. During this time, sunlight barely appears, or sometimes doesn't rise at all depending on the region. To stay active, people rely on strong indoor lighting to replace natural daylight inside their homes. Bright indoor environments help people stay focused and maintain a normal daily routine. Some homes are designed with large windows to capture even the smallest amount of available daylight. People also create structured routines to keep their sleep, work, and daily activities balanced. That is why in the Arctic, surviving the darkness is not just physical, it is also about keeping the mind and daily life stable. Despite the extreme environment outside, daily life inside an Arctic home can feel warm, organized, and surprisingly normal. People start their day by preparing food in a warm kitchen while checking the weather outside. Even simple tasks like getting dressed require careful preparation for the freezing conditions. Inside the home, everything is designed to keep life efficient and comfortable despite the harsh climate. Even relaxation feels different as people spend more time indoors during extreme weather periods. Family members and communities often share indoor spaces to maintain warmth and connection. That is why daily life in the Arctic is built around adaptation, balancing comfort, survival, and routine inside a frozen world. Living in the Arctic is not just about surviving the cold, but adapting your entire way of life to it. Every part of the home is designed to protect life, from insulation to heating and structure. Daily life inside changes completely, with everything planned around safety, warmth, and efficiency. In the Arctic, the home is not just a shelter, it is what keeps everyday life possible. That is the real meaning of an Arctic home: survival, adaptation, and living in balance with one of the harshest environments on Earth.